Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we are going to do a pattern review. So, if you are into super refined, well-edited content, this might not be the pattern review for you. I'm not on the Hot Mess Express. I am the Hot Mess Express. Hi, I am the problem. So, this is going to be a little chaotic, and for my regular subscribers, it might be a little extra chaotic because I've already tried to film this video lots of times. I have been repeatedly interrupted, even when I tried to do it into separate little bits and bytes. I've been filming since 7 o'clock this morning. This is the last video of 3. The first 2 were both under 15 minutes. It is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, it's been a while of me trying to do this in the little breaks and bits today. So one last shot. Hopefully we can get through this. I am fading fast, so maybe I'll come down just a little bit. I'm guaranteed at least 1 more interruption, maybe 2. We'll see how this plays out. But I wanted to share. So I've been talking in the last couple weeks now, maybe the last couple months, where I've been coming across patterns, in particularly for tops that I'm interested in. And a couple of you guys have expressed interest in kind of like a review of what I'm looking at and why. So that's kind of what this is. Now, bear in mind, I'm filming this May 2026. It is hot. We're already in the highs of 80s and 90s pretty consistently, lows in the 50s and 60s Fahrenheit. Our humidity this week is 100% because it's raining all week, and it's been raining every single day all week. But we are headed for a very hot summer. So in my mind, I'm already in summer mode. So these are definitely summer tops, sleeveless or short sleeve tops. Sorry, both cats are making kerfuffles. I specifically was looking for stuff, or I'm sharing the stuff that I had specifically found while looking for things using plant fibers or silk. So I'm looking for things that have that more toothy feel to them, will kind of extend a little bit with wear, stuff like that. Things that behave like cotton. So we've got bamboo, linen, cotton, silk, or blends containing a higher percentage of those. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm not really looking for things that are specifically using wool or acrylic here. I did want something to use some of these cotton yarns, and that's kind of what I've been keeping an eye out for anyway. So let's get started. First off, I do have 5 sport DK weight patterns, and I have 4 fingering weight patterns. Anything heavier than that, and I feel like it's just too thick for this season where I live. That's not you can't have a summer top that's worsted weight. I have made 2 now. And I really don't wear them that often because once we get to the point that it's sleeveless top weather, I don't want something that thick on my body. So I have worn my ponchos a couple of times, but I'm definitely, for these, I'm looking for items that I'm wearing more frequently. These are things that I would wear on a Wednesday or on a Sunday, not, you know, the one day where it's cold. It has been pitch black all day, pouring down rain. And now, of course, as I've got the best chance of filming a straight through shot of this, the sun comes out. So if we start getting some underglare and stuff, I apologize. I can't control the weather. So first top I want to talk about here is the Topaz Tee. This is by 2 of Wands. Get my things all set up here with my notes and my pictures so I know exactly what I'm talking about. Although now, after refilming this multiple times, I know my DK and sport weights really well. So there are 121 projects on Ravelry for this pattern. I think this is adorable. This gives you kind of like that punky edge, but with a smart, sophisticated finish. So I don't know. It's that adult transition piece. It's that piece that's going to look good on almost everybody. You can make it look a little bit more sophisticated and chic. I think this would be super cute in like a cream or a white with like a navy trouser and a loafer. This would also be super cute if you cropped it to wear over a tank dress like the one I have on now. We'll see a lot of references to the dress and outfit that I'm wearing today, because this has turned into kind of like my warm weather wardrobe recently. But I don't know what happened, but this year this is the wardrobe. But I think this would be super cute, multiple colors. I was actually thinking how adorable this would be in pink in particular for me. I've got a navy blue dress, and I think this would be super cute in pink, especially if I did a crop, not a midriff crop, but a crop, and hit it at the at my natural waist, not my high natural waist, my low natural waist. That I have a very wide distinction here. That's hip, that's rib, hip, rib. So I've got a wide natural waist. So if I hit that at the top of my hip, I think that would be super cute. I don't know. And I also think this would be great. This is a great pattern to be able to pick how you want it to fit. Now, if you need a taper through the waist, this is a very boxy shape. This might not be the top for you. Now, because this does have finished edges though, I do think because you can hit that measurement at a lot of different places, this is super cute for those of us who would never actually wear a crop with a midriff exposed, but we wear a lot of long line items. If you have like a long line cami, or if you're one of those bodysuit people, I could not, but this would be super cute over a bodysuit. Like I said, though, I'm still thinking more over a dress or with slacks and a cami underneath. I think this would be really cute with a lace cami underneath or just a plain old tank top. So I see the versatility in this piece, again, because we're dealing with something that's super airy and everything. The air is just going to move right through the garment, and it's going to extend in the length as you wear it. If you use something like a cotton, so you're going to get kind of like a drape line with it. So it's not going to be fitted, but it will kind of bring in that boxiness just a little bit as you wear it. I don't know. I'm really loving this shape. Up next, we have the Sweet Summer Tea by Rachel Meissner. There's 236 of these online. Now, number one, I love the V-neck. This is a super simple silhouette. There is nothing here a beginner crocheter cannot make. This is a very, very basic shape, basic cap sleeve. I do think the cap needs to be brought down into a short sleeve personally, but not very difficult to do. You could do this by sewing on a sleeve, doing a drop sleeve. You could also just extend the sleeve as you're crocheting, crochet it on. Make sure you do your underarm in two pieces so you can create a space to raise your arm without raising the length. Because of the way the yoke is, you don't want that to become too tight in the underarm area. I also think this would be super cute with a couple of different modifications. Number one, this would be obviously cute if you did it cropped, added a rib border. I think that would be super adorable for a lot of people. I think tunic length would be impeccable with this, especially if you're using a gradient cake. I think if you created a nice long tunic that hit 1/3 of the way down the thigh. So not a full, like almost midi length tunic, but kind of more like a micro dress length. I think this would be super cute in a gradient. The gradient cakes would be perfect for something like this top in particular. Being able to taper in the waist and then re-extend for the hips if you're an hourglass, or if you're a pear, you can do a smaller shape on top and then create a flare for your hips. If you're an apple, you obviously would maintain kind of more the same width from the bust down. This would be super easy to modify for all of that. Here we go with the heavenly glow from the... Anyway, I love these simple tops for that, because you can perfectly alter this to give you the shape that's going to be flattering. You can also alter this for the length that's going to give you what you want. One thing I was thinking with this pattern though is how cute this would be as a cover up. If you, especially if you bring it down to the sleeves and create a, I would do a loose sleeve with a bell cuff, but you could actually just do a true bell sleeve with this. But when you hit, depending on your body shape, I would say right about the top of the natural hip under the waist. So my waist is here. Top of the hip here, top of the hip joint, splitting it and going down about 1 hand width under the thigh or down the thigh for the front length, and then taking the back down 2/3 the thigh. So a noticeable high-low with the split occurring way up here. Well, not up here, but up here underneath where your swimsuit would sit. I think that would be super cute as a cover up, because it gives you that cheeky, it's a bathing suit cover up, but I want some air to breathe here. But it's still like something you can throw on. Number one, cool off, like keep warm when you're cool with the air going across you. But you can run into the convenience store, grab whatever you need, and run back out without feeling exposed. Sitting in your car, you're not going to feel exposed, but you're still going to have that like true cheeky sunwear feel. This would also be cute with the cap sleeve. I just see this more with the shape of the neckline and everything, going for a true boho kind of look with the high-low and the bell sleeve. Let me know if you can see that too. Number 3, we're going for a very different thing here. This is the Be Glam Poncho Blouse by Katarina. By Katarina. The designer is by Katarina. By Katarina. There are 35 projects on here, and I am still surprised after almost a year of having seen this and made note of this, that more people have not made this poncho. I will say this works for some, it doesn't work as well for some certain body types as directly designed, but that diagonal of the solid and the fishnetty, I think is just super striking. That's going to give a lot of interest across the body. This isn't obviously something I'd wear grocery shopping, because, you know, we've got more of that like dolman swancho thing going on here. But, you know, especially for more of like a church evening wear type of accessory piece, this would be super cute. Also very adorable over a dress like this, where you're just trying to create a little delineation. I think this would be super cute. There are people, if you go through the people who have made this, there are people who have done this in bicolor, which, oof. And I was thinking, this is a little of that 70s, 80s vibe thing. This is the problem with being a Xennial. A little too Gen X to be a millennial, a little too millennial to be, yeah. So I was actually thinking, how painfully adorable would this be over a black dress or black leggings and a black tank top or black skinny pants? If you've got actual like 50s style cigarette pants, this would be super adorable. I wouldn't do like 90s, early 2000s capris because they're a little too flared at the cuff. But if you've truly got like clam diggers or something like that, very 50s style mod look, this would be super adorable. But go for the 80s, 90s colors with, you know, like for me, I would do hot pink on the top and then like highlighter yellow or electric blue or electric purple, something like. I think that would be so much fun. But you could easily take this, class it up with a yarn like this that has, you know, some sequins in it and has like the little bit of the sheeny yarn kind of thrown in. This one is a 40% polyester, 33% acrylic, 27% cotton yarn. But take something like that, turn it into a poncho like this, and you've got something that's very glam evening wear type thing, but would still also oddly look really good with a pair of blue jeans. Now, I would definitely say taller, leaner figures, this as written is going to look phenomenal. For somebody like me that's on the shorter, broader, wider side, I'm definitely going to want something that is going to crop, and I'm thinking more over dresses for me. I do not wear a lot of high-waisted things because high-waisted on me means they come directly under the bust line, and that's not the look. So I need something that's going to hit like more here, slack-wise, in order to create that delineation. And because this is so see-through, I have to be very careful about where I have that rise here. But even on me, something like this would be super cute if I did like the leggings tank top or cigarette pants tank top type look. The diagonal is going to be very flattering across the shoulder chest area on almost everybody. Now, if you have a little bit more of an apple or a pear shape, that doesn't mean you can't wear this. What I would do though is on the bottom edge, I would add a good amount of length and turn this into a true dolman. So you get that belly band effect, and it's going to blouse on its own on your shape instead of being pulled across the abdomen area. And that's going to give you more the look of how it's supposed to be designed, but you will need that extra yarn to create that more belly band effect at the bottom. But I still think this would be super cute on you girls as well. Next up, we have the Garden Party Cardigan, which I keep wanting to call the Garden Party Cardi. And that is by Marley Bird. There's 56 projects on Ravelry. Now, it surprises me there's only 56 projects for this pattern. This pattern is so cute. And especially with whimsy core and cottage core still kind of being a thing. I mean, we're kind of just moving cottage core into whimsy core. And you also have a lot of people moving to the whimsy goth, which brings me back to like the fishnet design with the topaz tee. I think that could once again be a lot of fun to play with if you're into the TikTok style guides for the micro trends. But this cardigan, I think, is beyond precious. This is perfect for throwing. I said, we're going to come back to what I'm wearing today 100% by accident. Like I said, just was the easiest thing to throw on this morning. Something like this dress, this would be perfect to throw on exactly as I have my shrug on today. It is a little bit, this cardigan hits a little bit longer than the one I am wearing. The one I am wearing hits right at the top of the hip flare here. This one would come down just a little bit further. But the real pièce de resistance is that neckline and then the detailing to the fabric of the cardigan. I think this would be super adorable over jeans, over leggings, with slacks, with a dress. I don't think you could really go wrong with this cardigan. And if you're trying to get that kind of whimsical cottagecore type look with the pieces you already have, especially if you have a good core basics wardrobe, this is going to be a super cute piece to go over those and just kind of give you that feminine fluff, that extra je ne sais quoi to the delicateness of your look. Like I said, it's more like whimsy core this year versus cottage core, but like the milkmaid dresses are still real popular. I'm too old for this stuff. I hate to say it that way, but I am. But no, this cardigan I think would be super adorable for almost everybody and almost every style. It probably is not going to hit, you know, like goth emo scene people, but almost every other style I think could do this. I think this would be super cute in pastels with khakis or grays and blacks. I think this would be super cute in a black to go over just about anything. I just, you know, like this is one of those, it's a versatile piece. I think I'm way over talking how versatile I think this piece is, which is why I'm surprised there's so few people who have made this so far. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody talking about it. And generally, you know, Marley Bird, her accessories tend to be fairly popular. So I'm surprised this cardigan's not one that has kicked off real hard. But we are still kind of in that beginning of people talking about their summer wardrobe goals. So maybe that's what it is. The last one for the Sport DK is this Peony by Ruta Saab. Ever since this pattern was released, this has been on my list. Number one, I have tons of cotton cakes, gradient cakes, and I think this would be perfect for almost any of them. It would look good in my grays and aquas. It would look good in my pink and grays. It would look good in the speckles. It would look good in the Fiesta print. Like, this is going to be beautiful in any of those type of cotton cakes to begin with. I love the yoke cable detail. I am so drawn to that. It is so simple, and everything in the shape of the sweater is incredibly simple other than that neckline. And from the base pattern, again, you can create whatever silhouette you need to create in the body to be flattering for your shape, to be flattering for your proportions, from your shoulder bust to your bust hip, for your hip knee ratio. You can alter everything about this. This would be super cute. This would be another one of those darling to do cropped. And I think if you add a rib on the bottom, if you crop it, to wear as a layering piece for a lot of your longer line look. So over dresses, if you have high-waisted skirts and you kind of want to give the illusion of a two-piece, one-piece thing, I think this would be super duper cute. This also could be a really good piece to wear under things where you've got just a little bit of detail peeking through, but it's not going to overpower your entire outfit. So if you wore this under a blazer with a pair of slacks, like this top isn't going to overpower the outfit. It's going to be a nice complement to, it'll pull focus from your basics, but it's going to make your basics look a little bit more interesting at the same time. I don't know. This is one of those multi-purpose pieces, and because it's so versatile and timeless in the shape, I think it lends itself to multiple different events. And it also is not like something that has to be one colorway. There are people who have turned this into a long sleeve version as well. There are 41 projects online. I've seen quite a few people who have highlighted this one, added it to favorites. This has also been in a couple of people that I follow on Pinterest. They've been sharing this as well. I do know one person, I think, who made this. She made one very similar. Now I'm wondering if this is the one she made. But anyway, I think this is super adorable, and I think this would be fantastic for so many different things, and it would look great in a solid. I think with a solid, I would probably come in and do a tone-on-tone ribbon and do like an eyelet band and run a ribbon through it, just to give a little interest on the sleeves and the hemline that doesn't detract from the neckline. I really love that patterning around the yoke. It's so simple. I don't know why I'm just so drawn to that for some reason, but the lines on that just work for me. So let's, I'm going to take a quick break, grab some water, and then we will come back for the 4 fingering weight projects. Okie dokie artichoke. So these are going to be a little bit more simple. We've already kind of hit like why these are working for me and why these 9 patterns are the ones that have been speaking to me and coming up shape-wise over and over again. And we're going to see the same kind of themes following for these last 4. But first off, we have the hibiscus top. Now, this one I did share in my latest row 1 video where we were talking about what to do now that I finished my shawl. What were we going to make? And I really wanted to do a top, and I had a knit option and a couple of different crochet options that I had thrown out. And this was one of the crocheted options I had shared. I did not share the other crochet patterns here, just because I don't know. I just didn't. There's no real reason why I didn't. I am making one of the other ones for the row 1. But the hibiscus I thought was a really good example of this, the way this is put together, especially in the front design. The panel on panel design is always going to be very popular. I always think of it as like the kimono design that's just sewn up the front for a lot of these. But with the hibiscus, it is a little bit different. And this pattern has a cardigan version as well as the tee version. And there are short sleeve and long sleeves in the finished projects. There are 62 projects on Ravelry. So I think this is super elevated. This is very much, I think in particularly the cardigan could be made to go a little bit more casual, professional, slightly dressed up. This isn't quite down to like the leggings level of versatility, but I don't know. Something about the way the like Catherine wheel design is done in the center and the combination of your basic stitches with these slightly more intentional design structural stitches give this a little bit more character. It elevates this just a little bit. I love the way the cardigan is finished. There's something special about the hibiscus in this line of design and this shape of sweater. The hibiscus, I think, is just, it's a little bit more of a polished pattern. So it's definitely something, as I said in the row 1 video, all of the tops I mentioned will be made at some point, and the hibiscus is definitely something I intend to make here in the next year. I just really love it, and I can't figure out if I like it more as a cardigan or if I like it more as a tee. And I'm also wondering what this would look like as a twin set. If you did a cardigan long sleeved and then made the shirt and wore the shirt under the cardigan, like how would that look as a layered combo? Because you'd never lose the effect of those Catherine wheel panels. Because if you had the cardigan on, you're going to see it from the cardigan. If you take the cardigan off, you're going to see it from the tee. You know what? Like, am I crazy? Does it seem like a little too much? Maybe it's too much. Next up, going back to the fishnet design, we have the Viscountess V-neck, and this is from MJ. Or MJ Off the Hook. There's 137 of these. This also comes with variations. This is done long with hoods, ties, no ties. There's all sorts of different variations for this one. People have also extended. They've done short sleeve, long sleeve, cropped, not cropped. There's at least one dress length version of this that doesn't have the ribbed banding on this. But this is another one of those. There's so many different varieties of ways you could wear this and so many different varieties of outfits you could wear it with, depending on the yarn that you use and the way you decide to finish it. Like if you do the hooded one with the ties, you're probably not going to throw this over like a church dress. But if you used like a silk blend in the V-neck cropped, you might wear it over a dress. You know, I do think this would be super cute over a slip dress, as those have become very super popular this year. You know, we're back to like the 90s fashion being super cool. The 90s slip dress. I'm waiting for the double split or side split double dresses to become really popular, but this would be super cute over those, especially if you've got somebody who's needing of extra support and can't necessarily wear those without something. If you want that silhouette look, this would be a super cute little top to throw on over that so you can cover up just a little bit. I love the V-neck on this one, and for some reason this just looks super feminine. I don't, it's weird because other than like the hibiscus tea, maybe nothing is like mega feminine. Well, in the party cardi, those are a little bit more feminine, but for some reason, fishnet doesn't normally read overly feminine to me. A lot of times it tends to be a little bit more of like a unisex, casual, but for some reason, the Viscountess V-neck looks feminine. And it's more than just the V-neck. I think part of it is just the way the combination of everything comes together, in particular in that cropped variety. It gives it a little bit more of like a finished detailing that to me, for some reason, reads very feminine. But I think that this is super duper cute. And once again, this would look great on so many different body shapes. This isn't, you know, just for your skinny minis or your hourglass shapes. This would look good. And particularly if you've got a little bit more of a square shape, this would be super adorable. Again, if you've got more of an apple shape, if you drop it down just a little bit longer than some of the crop and make sure that you stay consistent to your widest point to do your body, you're going to get that same drape and shape. I think is going to be super flattering. And it's going to hit you and not ride up and give you a weird break. Everybody needs a break in their outfit, and you want to break in the proportion that is suitable for your body shape. And it's going to give you, you want to create an undulation and a movement to your body. And it can be a little bit harder to do that when you have something that's going to ride up or always sink down. A lot of things tend to ride back, which can also alter where that line is. But this seems to work on everybody. I mean, when you're looking through those projects, you're seeing young, old, tall, short, you're seeing everybody wear this, and it just looks phenomenal on everybody. Up next, we have the Granny Summer Top by Brianna K Designs. And this one comes in so many different varieties. We have the one with the granny squares that I'm showing here. We have a dress version. We have the solids. There's multiple varieties. There's only 5 projects on Ravelry though, which kind of, again, surprises me because this pattern's been out for a while now. I'm surprised there aren't more people on Ravelry who are making this and sharing their pictures, because this to me is another one of those you can stylistically take this top anywhere. And again, this would be super cute as a tunic. This would be super cute as a crop. This would be super cute as a standard length. Personally, I'm thinking more standard length short sleeve for this one, especially given the season that I'm talking about where we're doing summer tops. But how cute would this be in short sleeves? And you do it at a standard length with the little granny squares across the bottom. Now, I don't have enough cotton to do granny squares and fingering weight for this top, but I could totally see myself doing this in a wool for the summer months as well, or doing it for the fall in particular. Oh, and how cute would that be if you do it for late summer, early fall with like little brown granny squares? I think this is super precious. And again, the dress just, it shows that you can take the shape of this and do so many different things with it. I love the color breakup. Again, you get that idea of kind of like the mesh, but it's a granny square. So it's a little bit more, it's a little less edgy, a little bit softer as your overall fabric. The last one I want to talk about real quick is the Montestraya tee. We won't talk about how many times I've had to say that and said it wrong now. So this is by Michelle Ferguson, designed for Expression Fiber Arts. And the thing that draws me to this, again, we have that simple silhouette. I love the delicate touch of texture. It doesn't overpower. It doesn't overpower any of the yarns I've seen it done in. There's 112 projects on Ravelry for this one. It is so pretty, and it just gives that little bit of interest. Again, this is another great layering piece. This would be super cute under a jacket. This is another piece you could wear transitionally from, it could be spring to summer, all through the summer, summer to fall, depending on the color palette you make it in. This would be easy to alter again for your height, for your body shape, to get the proportion you're looking for, especially something like this where you're going to have it untucked. You're going to want to have, you know, maybe a slightly longer line to it, or, you know, if you're particularly short and don't have a ton of definition here, you know, pulling this up into a cropped length would still be super adorable. You can also obviously bring this in if you need to bring in for the waistline, and it's also going to be very easy to add stitches and bring this out for your hips. You can also, if you just need a little bit of alteration there, change your hook size and bring it in or extend it just a little bit on either side there. But again, I keep saying the same things over and over again. We've got very simple lines. We're looking very basic. In the summertime, I tend to not want stuff that has a ton of interest because I'm generally more concerned with cool, cool and air-conditioned clothing and things that I can transition indoor, outdoor with. I'm not going to be freezing in the grocery store, but drowning in my clothes walking to my car. So I'm generally kind of looking for something that gives me a little bit more flexibility. And those do tend to be more simple designs. The more fluff and extra stuff you add into things, the more over the top texture you put into garments, the more it tends to weigh you down and feel heavy. This is also a season where I want to look loose and airy. I don't want to feel like I don't want to look like I feel like I'm trapped in my clothes or that I'm wrapped in a sausage casing or anything. So I want that comfortable, easy breezy type, throw it on type look in general. So even when I dress up, I tend to want to have a more effortless, easy look about my outfit. So it's kind of where my brain is. And like I said, you know, I'm thinking, you know, about what's going to look good on me, what's going to feel good in my personal climate, and what do I have in my stash? Like, so a lot of times when I'm looking at patterns, those tend to be the things that I'm drawn to. It's the things that I know I have the ability to make fairly easily. So anyway, we're doing okay on time. I didn't way over talk. We only got interrupted once. I'm going to take it. So I love you guys. I hope you are having a wonderful, fantastic day. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. I know this week is not going to be what I had planned or what we had hoped or anything else. I mean, insofar as y'all knew what to expect this week, but we're going to play it by ear. We're rolling with the punches. Hopefully next week, especially as we get to the end of next week, it'll be a little bit more what we had expected, a little bit more in line. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day. Please take care of yourselves, and I will see you real soon. Bye, guys.